everyone. I am Sneha Kurindwade. I am studying in 5th standard at Chadda Public School. Chapter 2 Latitudes and Longitudes. My topic is latitudes. Latitudes are imaginary horizontal lines. The central latitude is 0 degree or equator. Equator divides the earth into two equal hemispheres, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Equator's upside is called northern hemisphere and equator's downside is called southern hemisphere. There are 181 latitudes, 90 in northern hemisphere, 90 in southern hemisphere and 1 is a 0 degree latitude. There are 7 important lines of latitudes. They are 0 degree, 23.5 degree N, 23.5 degree S, 66.5 degree N, 66.5 degree S, 90 degree N and 90 degree S. 0 degree is equator, 23.5 degree N is Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree S is Tropic of Capricorn, 66.5 degree N is Arctic Circle, 66.5 degree S is Antarctic Circle, 90 degree N is North Pole, 90 degree S is South Pole. Latitudes are parallel to each other. They are circular in shape. The length of the latitudes goes on decreasing from equator towards the poles. Latitudes help us to locate a place on the earth. Thank you.
Warm wishes to all. My name is Peeyush studying in 5th class at Chadda Public School, Vijaypur. Today I am going to share few information about longitudes and also how longitudes are helpful in calculating the time of a place. So let's begin. Before we begin, let us understand the definition of longitudes. Longitudes are the imaginary lines running vertically from North Pole to South Pole. These lines are known as meridians of longitudes. We already know that Earth rotates from west to east. Earth takes 24 hours, that is 1440 minutes, to travel 360 longitudes. So the time difference between two longitudes equal to 4 minutes. So Earth takes time for 15 longitudes, that is time zone equal to 1 hour. Now 2 end longitudes for India are 97 by 25 degree E and 68 by 7 degree E. As I told, longitudes are helpful in calculating the time of a place. So let us consider with an example Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat. Total longitudes for India are 97 by 25 degree E minus 68 by 7 degree E equal to 30 longitudes. Earth takes time for 1 longitude equal to 4 minutes. So for 30 longitudes, 30 into 4. Here 4 is the time difference between any two longitudes equal to 120 minutes, that is 2 hours. If the time in Arunachal Pradesh is 6 am, then the time in Gujarat is 6 hours minus 2 hours equal to 4 am in Gujarat. This is because Earth rotates from west to east. In this way, the longitudes help us to find out the time difference of a place. This does not mean that each state or places have their own time. It would be a great problem to confusion for everybody. So for this, in India, we have IST. That means Indian Standard Time. This is the time zone observed throughout India. We have the 82 by half degree meridian or longitude as the reference for standard time, as it lies almost at the center of our country. 82 by half degree meridian lies at the city Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh. Hope you liked and learned many things, friends. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone, I am Bindu from 5th C class. Today I am going to explain about latitudes and longitudes. Earth rotates around an imaginary axis. This imaginary axis is called axis of Earth. Axis meets the Earth's surface at 2 points, the North Pole and the South Pole. Exactly halfway between the 2 poles runs an imaginary line called equator. This line divides the Earth into 2 equal parts called hemispheres. The region between equator and North Pole is Northern Hemisphere. The region between equator and South Pole is Southern Hemisphere. Latitudes. So what are latitudes? Latitudes are imaginary circular lines drawn parallel to the equator. Equator is drawn between the 2 poles and divides the Earth into 2 equal hemispheres, the Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere. Latitudes are measured as angles. Lines of latitude to the north of the equator are named as 1 degree N to 90 degree N. There are 90 latitudes to the north of the equator. Similarly, lines of latitude to the south of the equator are named as 1 degree S to 90 degree S. There are 90 latitudes to the south of the equator. Totally, there are 181 latitudes, including the equator with 0 degree. Some important lines of latitudes. Equator with 0 degree, Tropic of Cancer with 23.5 degree N, Arctic Circle with 66.5 degree N, Tropic of Capricorn with 23.5 degree S, Antarctic Circle with 66.5 degree S, and we should not forget North Pole with 90 degree N and South Pole with 90 degree S. Let's know about longitudes. Longitudes are imaginary vertical lines running from North Pole to South Pole. The central longitude with 0 degree is called as prime meridian, which passes at Greenwich near London. This prime meridian divides the Earth into 2 equal hemispheres, that are Western Hemisphere and Eastern Hemisphere. There are 180 longitudes, that is 1 degree W to 180 degree W in Western Hemisphere, and 180 longitudes in Eastern Hemisphere named as 1 degree E to 180 degree E. But here 180 degree E and 180 degree W are referred as one single same line of longitude named as 180 degree, which is exactly opposite of the prime meridian called as international date line. There are 360 longitudes are also called as meridians of longitudes. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Sarvesh of grade 5th B from Akshara Public School. Today I am explaining about latitudes. What are latitudes? Yes, the imaginary circular lines drawn parallel to the equator called latitudes. Latitudes are measured angles of North Pole or South. Hence, the lines of latitudes in the north of the equator are called 1 degree north to 90 degree north. Hence, there are 90 latitudes in the north of the equator. The lines of the latitudes in the south of the equator are named as 1 degree south to the 90 degree south. Hence, there are 90 lines of latitudes in the south of the equator. There are total 181 lines of latitudes including equator. Now I am explaining about 5 main important lines of latitudes. They are Arctic Circle is 66.5 degree north. Tropic of Cancer is 23.5 degree north. Equator is 0 degree. Tropic of Capricorn is 23 degree and half degree south. Antarctic Circle is 66.5 degrees south. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Varidhi of grade 5th D from the Public School. Here to explain you about the longitudes. Imaginary vertical lines that runs from North Pole to the South Pole are called as the longitudes. So, there is one central or a 0-degree line is named as a prime meridian. So, there are totally 360 longitudes. There are 180 longitudes in the east and 180 longitudes in the west. The prime meridian divides the earth into two equal hemispheres called as the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. There are in the western hemisphere 1 degree west, 1 degree west to 180 degree west. In the eastern hemisphere, 1 degree east to 180 degree east. The 180 degree longitude is simply named as 180 degree. There is no W or E for that. So about the 180 degree a line falls called as an international date line. Have you noticed that the longitudes are not parallel like the latitudes? So, the latitudes and longitudes meet in the one spot called as a geographic grid. So, the longitudes help us to mention the time on the earth. So, thank you and have a nice day.
Good morning. I am Amogh, student of the Public School, Vijaypur. Today I would like to talk about latitude and longitudes. The globe. The globe is a miniature model of the Earth. The Earth is a spinning ball. Earth spins like this. The imaginary line that passes through the center of the Earth is called an axis. The Earth has some imaginary lines. What are these lines? These lines are called as latitude and longitude. Latitude. The imaginary circular lines that are parallel to the equator. The equator. Equator is the longest latitude on the Earth. The equator divides Earth into two equal parts. These two equal parts are called Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere. The Northern Hemisphere with 1 degree to 90 degree N and Southern Hemisphere with 1 degree to 90 degree S. And total number of latitudes is 181 latitudes. In Northern Hemisphere 90 and in Southern Hemisphere 90 and with 0 degree equator will become 181 line of latitude. This is some important line of latitude. Equator with 0 degrees and Tropic of Cancer with 23.5 degree in F. Arctic Circle with 66.5 degree to N and Tropic of Cancer with 23.5 degree to N and Tropic of Capricorn with 23.5 degree to S and Antarctic Circle with 66.5 degree to S and North Pole with 90 degree N and South Pole with 90 degree S. Now move to longitudes. Longitudes are imaginary vertical lines that are drawn from North Pole to South Pole. The prime meridian. The prime meridian is the longest longitude of the Earth. The prime meridian makes the Earth into two equal hemispheres. These hemispheres are Western Hemisphere and Eastern Hemisphere. In Eastern Hemisphere, 1 degree to 180 degree E and in
Eastern Hemisphere 1 degree to 180 degree E. And these longitudes are measured as angles. The total number of longitudes is 360 line of longitude. These longitudes are also called as meridians of longitude. The 180 degree E is the international date line. Now, the geographic grid. The geographic grid means network of longitude and latitude is called as geographic grid. The geographic grid is useful to mark or locate a place on a globe or a map. As you can see here, the longitudes are here and latitudes are here. They are connecting to each other. Now, uses of latitude and longitudes. Latitudes to locate a place on a globe or a map. Now, longitudes to locate